I'm Emily Lay, and you're listening to the Simplified podcast. If you're looking for a place to create calm and clear the clutter, this is it. I am so glad you're here. Every week, I invite you to slow down for just a few minutes, to take a breath, and join me to explore practical ways to simplify, organize, and automate the complicated parts of life so you can focus on what truly matters most. You guys, the Spring Simplicity Challenge is here. This is one of the most popular things we do in the Simplified Sisterhood. For the next couple of weeks, you can follow along as we give you one simplicity tip a day that'll help you ruthlessly declutter your home and give yourself the gift of a fresh start this spring. You can follow the fun at Instagram or Facebook over at Simplified. Every year as we start to emerge from winter, I think the world takes a collective sigh of relief. I don't know about you, but I love the days I get to spend under a bright blue sky as I sit by my favorite people with a cold drink in one hand and a good book in another. When the days begin to feel warmer and you don't need a jacket to step outside, those are the days that give me so much life and so much energy. And you know what I do with all that energy in the spring? I channel it into simplifying our home. Listen, hibernating is a total thing. I get it. When you work all day or you're chasing kids all day and it gets dark at 5, no one wants to spend their evening going through drawers and tossing extra utensils into the giveaway pile. You want to grab some popcorn and watch Netflix, and that's fine. Lean into your season. I'm a firm believer in that. But maybe, just maybe, you have holiday decorations still hanging out in your living room. No judgment. Twinkle lights are great all year round. Maybe you've just shoved some random cords into the junk drawer because you didn't want to think about them for another second. Maybe there are mystery piles crammed in closets, or toy boxes overflowing with never played with Christmas presents, or COVID craft projects still taped to the fridge. Do you think you'd feel a little better if you leaned into this new spring season? Do you think you might like having more shelf space in your pantry or not bumping into a random box on your closet floor? Do you think it's time to part with your Christmas decorations and say hi to them again in November? Then it's time for a little spring cleaning. I've said it once and I'll say it again, whether you realize it or not, physical clutter invites mental clutter into your life. I am very serious here. A clean home is like a spa day for your brain. And in the end, it's just another way to make space for what really matters. So if you've hung out on social for a while, then you know that we do the Spring Simplicity Challenge every year, and you guys love it. We actually do them seasonally, and it's basically our favorite thing. If you're new here, go check it out on Instagram or Facebook at Simplified to follow along and get the full Simplicity Challenge experience. We're doing it for 14 days. But on this podcast, I'm going to give you a mini Simplicity Challenge. We'll talk about some of the most effective ways you can start giving your home a spring refresh today. Number 1, walk through your home with a trash bag. Or 5 or 6 bags. There is no judgment here. And this is actually fun, you guys. Just start walking through your home and be ruthless. Get rid of the stuff that's just taking up space. Toss out those random receipts and shopping bags crammed into the corner of your closet. Are magazines piling up or junk mail collecting on your coffee table? Toss them. Is there a scraggly plant in the corner that you swear might come back to life but doesn't actually have a prayer? Goodbye, plant. If you've never decluttered before, I'm going to tell you, it feels great and it's sort of addictive. Before you know it, you're eyeing everything differently. You instantly become more ruthless about what stays and goes. And like I talked about in a previous episode, if you turn on some music or a TV show you love while you're doing it, the process can be almost fun. Number 2, walk through your home with a donation box. Like step 1, be ruthless in adding to your giveaway pile. You know that old top you haven't worn since 2007? Consider it gone. You know the canned goods that you overbought for Christmas? Put them in there. Dig through your desk drawers and your bookshelves and remove the items that don't serve you in any way. Yes, that book may have been your favorite 5 years ago, but if you have no plans to read it again, throw it in the box for someone else to enjoy. Number 3, clean out your fridge. This can strike fear in even the most diligent of spring cleaners. I mean, what in the world is in the cloudy Tupperware that's been pushed way to the back corner of the fridge? And why do my kids always say, there's nothing to eat, when the fridge is clearly full? Take the plunge, clear it out. And here is a pro tip. You know those masks we've been wearing for COVID? They work super well for keeping our noses covered when you're cleaning out that cloudy Tupperware. I recommend you take everything out of your fridge, check expiration dates, and throw away everything that's been in there for a while. And while you're at it, take a quick wipe at the shelves and get any residue or gross stuff out of there. This will give you a much better idea of what foods you do have, what foods you need, and it'll make the fridge a little bit easier to maneuver. And here is an extra pro tip. Make a list of foods you need to restock and add them to your grocery list. Number 4, purge your purse. Listen, I know that I'm not the only one who has 7 lip glosses, 12 pens, and goldfish crumbs sitting at the bottom of my bag. When you can't find the stuff you actually need in your purse, that's stress that you don't need in your life. Dump out your bag and decide what the essentials are. As you're putting your purse back together, think about what you reach for most and make sure it's easily accessible. Maybe that means getting a small makeup bag to keep your extra chapstick and glosses in. Dedicate one of the inner pockets specifically to aspirin or Band-Aids. Make your bag work for you, not the other way around. Number 5, clear out your computer. I know this isn't cleaning up a physical space, but it is so important. Having a clutter-free desktop makes your work life so much easier. You don't have to spend 20 minutes searching through folders and files to find that one thing your team member desperately needs. Delete the unused files and organize the ones most important to your daily life. Empty the trash bin and go through photos to clear up some space. Put email into categorized folders in your email app if you need to save it. Otherwise, delete it. And while you're at it, you might as well refresh the desktop wallpaper. Because let's be honest, work life is much better with pretty wallpaper. Number 6, refresh your bedroom. If there's any space that should be calm and free of clutter, it's your bedroom. This is where you should feel the weight of the world lift off your shoulders. So why not give yourself the gift of serenity with a clutter-free environment? Look through your nightstand drawers and take out what doesn't need to be there. If you started to collect stuff that you're not really using, like water bottles or books or lotions or chapsticks, put it away so you can put things there that you'll actually use, like photos that bring you back to beautiful memories, or things that smell good, like a candle or some essential oils. Your bedroom is a place to relax and restore, and you deserve to cultivate that space into something that makes you feel at peace. Number 7, refresh your bathroom. Seriously, I can't be the only one who finds bathrooms to be harder to clean than anything else. Consider what products you actually use and keep them. This applies to your makeup drawer too. Remember the lipstick you bought that looked so good in the store, but you only wore it one time? Girl, toss it. Group similar products together so you don't have to wonder where your eye cream is when you're trying to get to bed. Cleaning the bathroom creates one more space where you can exist in peace and not be surrounded by unnecessary extra stuff. So this is all a process. Don't think that you have to tackle each step in one day. Spring is a long season, and if your efforts extended to summer, that's totally fine. Your goal here is to create a space free from the daily clutter, one step at a time, and get to a point where you can enjoy your home to the fullest. And if it takes a little longer, who cares? So as we try to be ruthless declutterers, there are some things you might come up against that could stand in the way of you and a lovely decluttered home. Let's walk through a couple of those. Here's a question I hear a lot. But I've spent money on this. How do I get rid of it? I understand that. You don't want to feel wasteful. But you know what? Now you get a new perspective on your spending habits. Let go of that thing and the guilt you might feel for not using it well. It's okay. This might help you rethink those spur-of-the-moment purchases in the future. Decluttering and saving some money is a total win. Another thing that can be a struggle is to redesign your house while you declutter. I know it's tempting, but I think decluttering needs to be a focused process. Don't get sidetracked into rearranging things when you're on a mission just to clear out your space. Trust me, there will be plenty of time for decorating later. Just focus on decluttering first so you can make decorating a whole lot more fun in the future. And one more thing, I know a lot of us have a bunch of sentimental items. They can be so nice to have around, especially if they remind you of an amazing family vacation or a beloved family member. Putting family heirlooms and mementos out on display is one of my favorite ways to make our home feel like ours. But unless it is something you actually enjoy looking at, why keep it forever? If you don't plan on hanging it up or placing it on a shelf, I can almost guarantee it will end up in a box in your attic or basement. And then it's just another thing you have to declutter down the road. Again, when we attach ourselves to things that aren't serving us well or taking up space that could be occupied by something we really enjoy, we add unneeded clutter to our brains as well, and nobody wants that. Keep your favorites and find a new home for the rest, whether that's offering them to another family member or to Goodwill. So there you have it. We've walked through a mini simplicity challenge. We've talked about the fun and fury of spring cleaning, and we've considered how freeing up space also frees up our mind. But before I leave you today, I want to let you know that I am here with you. You don't have to take on this challenge alone. We are a community that believes in building a more beautiful life that's filled with more simplicity. So you should definitely come be a part of the Simplified Sisterhood and follow along if you aren't already. You can find us on Instagram or Facebook at Simplified and search Facebook for the Simplified Sisterhood Facebook group. I am not kidding you when I say it is the most positive, uplifting corner of the internet. Wherever you are right now, I'd like to pray a little blessing over you for the week to come, and as you begin your journey to find a little more simplicity in the spring season. May your home be filled with love and joy. May you create a space that makes you feel relaxed and rejuvenated. May you fearlessly make space for what is most important to you and your family. And after all that is done, may you find the comfort to live and breathe freely. We have talked through a lot today, and it's okay if the words spring cleaning don't fill you with joy. Take on a simplicity challenge however it works best for you. But here's what I want you to do this week. Just pick one thing we talked about today and go do it. Here's the fun part. If you can't finish today, that's okay. Just know that if you start in the kitchen, you can stay there for as long as you need to. Like I said before, the time it takes to clean out your home is not nearly as important as the comfort and simplicity a decluttered home will bring you in the long term. Thank you so much for listening to the Simplified podcast. I hope today's episode left you feeling like you can give your home a bit more simplicity this season. And for more simplicity tips, you can find me on Instagram at Emily Lay and at Simplified, as well as at emilylay.com, where you can find show notes from each episode, links, and resources that are mentioned here. And you can shop the Simplified brand of planners and products. And if you like what you heard on the show today, then you are going to love my brand new book, Growing Boldly, Dare to Build a Life You Love, which is in stores right now wherever you buy books. If you want more practical tips on how to build a life you love, then this book is for you. So visit your favorite bookstore and grab a copy of Growing Boldly for you and a friend. And if you're loving this show, I hope you'll hop on over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a glowing review. We're still new, and it would mean so much to me if you'd give us some love by subscribing, rating, and even leaving a review there so others can find out about our little show. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.